Harley Davidson Let's Ride Challenge. 50 poker chips in. Let's go. It's a beautiful day outside to get some work done on a bike. Absolutely. Harley Ride Challenge, where do I start? I'm 50 locations in. It's been interesting. You know, I've hit everything in Georgia except Savannah. I've hit so many locations in South Carolina. I've spent 2 days tramping through North Carolina, which is really nice. And then I went to Tennessee. So I've hit multiple locations all through Nashville, all through Knoxville. And I've got some plans to really, I went through Alabama and hit about 4 locations there, but I've got plans to hit multiple locations through Alabama. I'm going on a trip here over the next couple of days, which is going to take me through Mississippi, take me into Texas. I've got a whole spreadsheet on hitting locations through Texas. And then by the end of the month, I'm going to be traveling down to Florida to hit multiple different locations in Florida. So I really started this out to see if I could get to 100. Wanted to see if I could hit 100 locations in the time frame, you know, get my poker chips up and really, you know, dedicate myself to pushing the mileage, because I do get out and ride, but you know, this was more of a stretch for me to ride even more. And with putting all this extra mileage in, I've had to do quite a bit of additional maintenance on the bike. You know, mileage dictates maintenance in a lot of areas. So right now I'm driving to get the brake pads for the rear, because that's one of the main things that I need to replace is the rear brake pads. Took the time this morning to get the bags off. That's a whole exercise in itself, because I've got 8-inch speakers in my lids, and with the 8-inch speakers in my lids, you have to take those out and able to get to the, so you can get to the bolts and take the bags off themselves. So had to take the speakers out first, get those drilled out. Got the euphorias here, and then of course the grills, which are sunk in. And after I get everything done for the maintenance, then I've got to, of course, you know, install all the audio back on, silicone the speaker grills down, the bolts here. You know, what I've got in the bags with the subs, you know, you need bolts to be able to have that secure and tight down. So I've got to get that back in. Over the mileage that I put in for the past, I guess, few months of going through the challenge, I've had a couple of things happen to the bags. I call them war wounds. And I'm not going to get any of that fixed until I finish. The bag itself, you see the 10-inch, the DC audio's there. Had to disconnect everything. I really need to get this washed up, because when you got the bags on, especially with everything that you have to go through to take these off with the bolts, taking the speakers off, you don't take these bags off all the time. So with that being said, when you start taking a look at the bike itself, you got a whole lot of dirt. I need to get the brakes done, obviously, but I also need to get the bike cleaned up. So I'm gonna take the time, wash it up before I get back on the road, you know, hit the street. And after I do the rear, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the front brakes also, because I like to do them both at the same time. That way I know what mileage I did them at. So I'm not, you know, kind of doing front brakes and doing rear brakes, doing front brakes, doing rear brakes. Even though with, you know, the way that the brakes wear, a lot of times my rear brakes will go out just like this before the front brakes, because I've replaced the rear brakes before. But I think I'm gonna crack both of them, especially with the mileage that I'm planning on putting on the bike as I go through the ride. So, you know, maintenance is what it is. Great day. You know, my thoughts on the Harley Ride Challenge is it's really pushed me to get out on the bike even more. It's pushed me past just riding, a couple of 100 miles. I'll ride down to see family, which is about 400 or 500 miles away. But, cracking out thousands and thousands of miles, that's something that I didn't do often. So it's really pushing me and driving me to be on the bike a lot more, which is good for me because that's therapy. But in either case, as we kind of go through the remainder of this and crack out that 100, we'll make sure that the bike gets the love and care that it needs as we drive through that. But for everybody out there that's cracking out the miles for this challenge, stay motivated, keep pushing, put the mileage in, and definitely stay safe on the road. Take care, and as always, ride safe.